the final meeting between Grant and Abramovich. Too much hearsay really to repeat, but safe to say, if the Chelsea owner had been expecting his old friend to quietly move back upstairs, he had another thing coming to him. Avram Grant thought he deserved to keep his job 2 years ago. Referee today is from Merseyside. He is Chris Foy. He might have been in charge a year ago, but he's an Everton fan, and I'm not sure that would have gone down too well with John Terry, but he's no stranger to Wembley. He's taken charge of an FA Trophy final, a Carling Cup final, and a Community Shield here. And interestingly, the last two of those have gone to penalties. And we do have a decision, one way or another, here today. If one side has not got a clear majority at the end of the afternoon, there will be no coalition formed. It will go to a shootout. Royal presence in the Royal box. Whatever is left of Portsmouth Football Club next season, the fans will be the same. Always loyal, always loud. But they'll have no fixture with Chelsea next season. After 7 seasons in the top division, this is it for this team. At least the fans won't have to travel to Newcastle, or indeed Southampton for that matter. That 5th round victory at St Mary's will sustain them for a little while. And the game will kick off to the echoes of the Pompey chimes. Well, you never know, it is the FA Cup, and for the first time in its long history, the Cup gives us a final between the champions and the bottom club in the top flight. It's a mismatch in any other competition, but Portsmouth have defied bigger odds in recent weeks. They seem almost to take a special delight, a strength if you like, from all the adversity that's fallen around their ears. Forward by Alex, beyond Drogba, dealt with by Aaron, and hooked downfield by Papa Bouba Diop, but Jim Beglin alongside me. Chelsea are already going better than they were a year ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is an absolutely wonderful chance for Chelsea to add the double to their CV, and I think we're all expecting to see the same drive, the same focus that won them the Premier League, Clive. Can I make a case for Portsmouth? I can. I think they're just going to need the perfect day. I think you've just seen a little example there when the ball came to John Terry, the bobble. I heard Ray Wilkins speaking before the game that the pitch is softer, but it looks firm and bumpy to me, and you've seen it bobbling already.
Did Dan falling over the ball, which doesn't help. Here's Steve Finnan though. Piquionne trying to lever Alex off the ball. Cover comes from Ivanovic. Well, it's the scruffiest looking pitch that we've seen amidst all the debate about the Wembley surface. But something had to be done. There were 2 matches played here last weekend. This is the 3rd game to be played on it. Here's Ashley Cole. Nicola Anelka. Just to emphasise, in last year's final, Chelsea were already a goal down. Kalou. Anelka. Crowded out by the massive frame of Papa Bouba Diop, and a chance for Boateng to break. Here's Jamie O'Hara. Seeking out Frederick Piquionne, who was in an offside position when the pass was played.
Well, we spoke about John Terry and trying to play the ball to a teammate. Look at the little bobble just as it came to him, and that will make it awkward today, especially anything that goes back to the goalkeepers.
Well, David James's calamity for this season happened against Chelsea at Fratton Park in March, when a back pass bobbled over his swing at fresh air and resulted in the first Chelsea goal. Here's Diop. Ricardo Rocha. Aaron McQuainer.
He needed more help there. He wanted to play the ball forward, but he ended up having to spin round and go backwards. Nothing was on. Nobody moved for him at all. We just saw Jamie O'Hara as well, Clive. You know, as we thought, he is playing just behind Frederick Piquillon, and you know, with double stress fracture to his lower back. He's
Lampard ushering an Elka forward. Terrific challenge by McQuainer. Lampard! He wasn't very far away. Well, he started and finished that.
How good is he at just popping up and doing this sort of thing? I mean, Portsmouth, I'm sure, would have spoken about it. He has the little layoff, and then when it doesn't quite go in Elka's way, he's followed the play up, got it out of his feet really quickly to get a strike away with the right foot. And David James, I'm not sure he would have had it covered had it been inside the post.
27 goals already this season, 11 of those in his last 9 games. Headed by Diop. Kevin Prince-Boateng taking on Ivanovic. A bit of a doubt over Branislav Ivanovic in the days leading up to the final. He's been nursing a knee problem. But doubts over maybe half a dozen of the Portsmouth starting lineup. Ballack now the anchorman in the absence of the injured Essien and Mikel. Ivanovic. Kalou, who's effectively keeping Joe Cole out of the team. Skin Mullins in towards Drogba, away by McQuainer. Piquillon, so important to Portsmouth that he can get a hold of the ball and provide a platform for them to break up to him.
Vital. I mean, it'll help get Portsmouth up the pitch a little bit. He was excellent at that against Tottenham in the semi-final. There was a real mischief about him and he held onto the ball extremely well.
Chelsea will try to be patient. Portsmouth will try to be disciplined. Pattern for the game has been set already. Ashley Cole breaking forward. McQuainer dealt with it at the expense of a throw-in. Anelka has lofted it over Drogba, not quite far enough for Kalou. Anelka is still there, so too is Drogba. He's the man for the occasion, 6 cup final goals. Tally that is, including the winner in the final 3 years ago and the equaliser 12 months ago. We haven't had a really big underdog win in the final since Wimbledon in 1988. Everton's victory over Manchester United 15 years ago was unexpected, but hardly of the David and Goliath legend. Wimbledon 88, second division, West Ham 1980, the last great cup final shots. And a win for Avram Grant today would be comparable. And you know, Jim, I know you were injured, but you were part of the Liverpool party back in 88 when Wimbledon beat you, and there are echoes of the way that this team has had to pull together.
You know, absolutely. I mean, Liverpool thought they were going to do a second double, of course, that day as well, but I mean, Wimbledon showed great togetherness, great spirit, and I think the important thing for Wimbledon, Clive, which I'm sure Avram Grant will have had to instill in his play, you've got to believe, every single member of that team has got to believe they can pull this off, and if the teamwork is good enough, then maybe.
Dindan's cross, Alex's clearance. Piquillon. Portsmouth throw. Both teams attacking the ends of the stadium behind which their supporters are massed.
Well, there's no great hurry about things from Portsmouth, I notice as well. They're just slowing things down, taking their time. I'm So Chelsea want to kind of just pick the pace up.
O Hara able to dig across out on his unfavoured right foot. But what a story, Jamie O Hara. On loan, don't forget, from Tottenham Hotspur. 9 Player of the Year awards for Portsmouth collected, but a stress fracture of his lower spine. He had a half at Everton last Sunday after 5 weeks out. Can he possibly last the 90? Kalou won't catch that.
No, but it gives the players more of a chance. You know, semi-finals were played here. They watered it so much that as soon as the ball hit the turf like that, anything over the top, it was away. But at least it's given people a chance to get there now.
He didn't look as if he was moving too freely when he arrived at the stadium over an hour ago, I have to say. And clearly he is in some discomfort. He had an injection on Tuesday, didn't train on Wednesday, but so desperate to play, and Portsmouth so desperate to have him out there. Is it a gamble that will backfire?
I was just watching him earlier on, Clive, as well, and Portsmouth had dropped a little bit deep as Chelsea mounted an attack, and he was doing doggies as Chelsea knocked it about, and I don't think that helped his cause either.
Salomon Kalou. Kept in by Ivanovic for Lampard. Kalou had gone on. Watcher had to deal with it. Michael Brown. Aidan Mullins, who's an emergency left back. He's a midfield player really by trade. One for Dindan to chase, but it's far too close to Petr Cech.
John, just looking at O'Hara, and he's just had a little wave to the touchline. Now, I don't know whether that he's in trouble or whether he's having a moan at a teammate, but I mean, we've seen this a few times this season, Clive, and I know Bobby Zamora was mentioned beforehand, but you just wonder how fit is he, you know, and is it harmful to the team? Is it 10 men v 11?
Anelka brought down by Diop. He's a big unit, Papa Bouba Diop. And you feel it when he challenges you. But he wasn't on the team sheet this morning when he woke up. Hassan Yebda, the Algerian, failed a test on a hip injury mid-morning, and Diop was the man drafted in. They're talking again after last week's tiff. Now whose turn is it? Remind me, Didier. It's Lampard, it's against the wall, comes for Ivanovic, trying to dig something out for Terry. Lampard back in there, McQuainer away. Now a chance for a break, and Aruna Dindan who can shift, but well covered by Ashley Cole.
Just too much pace, Cole, for Dindan to get there, but it wasn't a great free kick, was it, from Lampard? He scuffed it a little bit into the wall.
Referee saw nothing wrong with the tussle between Terry and Piquillon, and finished on the floor. Both were pleading their innocence. Brown. Halted by Lampard. The referee has given a free kick to Chelsea there for Brown taking the law into his own hands. Spiky carry to Michael Brown. He's had his dust-ups with 1 or 2 big names in the game down the years, Xabi Alonso and Ryan Giggs, and a bit of an altercation with Ashley Cole a few years ago when Brown was at Fulham, and he is prone to that kind of moment.
He is. He's got a very, very feisty nature, and they've had a little coming together already in the match. Lampard went to make a run a short time ago, and there was a little body check to stop him. And you would think Michael Brown's going to be the one to try and track most of his runs. He's more mobile than Diop.
Diop it is who clears the lines this time. Terry first to it. Drogba. Just to sense that Chelsea are biding their time here. Lampard from range. Oh, it's beautifully struck and hit the outside of David James's post. Wonderful hit by Frank Lampard against his England teammate.
Well, he got the earlier sighter just a little wrong, and this time just across it again, which caused it to swerve away. I don't know, maybe the goalkeeper might have gotten there if it was low enough, but mighty, mighty close. It's a wonderful strike. Pompey have got to stop that. He's got to be shut.
The height and the swerve on that ball, it was hit with such skill the way that he hits across the ball. It is a real art form.
It sat up beautifully for him as well, but it just worked against him, the fact that he slightly got across it and caused it to spin away.
Portsmouth, who denied him a final against his Uncle Harry. Drogba. Now Malouda. Anelka. Chelsea starting to motor. Nicola Anelka, and James had to be smart. Element of surprise about the effort from Anelka, but agile goalkeeping by David James.
That's a really good save, you know, because just look at this, goes through the defender's legs, and sometimes goalkeepers don't allow for that, but he read it brilliantly to get down quickly.
Terry and Ivanovic are both forward here. Taken by Malouda. Turned away by Boateng as far as Lampard. Now Ballack. Ivanovic. Chelsea already with a measure of control. Very important that Portsmouth continue to pose some kind of a threat and don't get hemmed in.
Well, I think further the belief, further confidence, I think they have to be able to get into the opposition half and look as if they're going to carry a threat.
170 days in charge, 246 as Chelsea manager, but already talk of West Ham United next round for Grant. Tom drums have been beating, it's a rumour that's going round. But in both cases, at Chelsea and at Portsmouth, he's moved into the job from upstairs. In both cases, his reputation has been largely enhanced during his time in charge. One of Portsmouth's saleable assets.
I think he was stirred off the bench there, Clive, because I think he realises that Chelsea are now beginning to step it up and get a grip on things, more control, and the movement from Chelsea is beginning to stretch Portsmouth a little bit more now, and they're finding a way in.
Drogba claims handball and gets it. Chris Foy was well placed.
Well, as Diop came in, watches the one that's just trying to hold him up, and it just comes off Papa Bouba Diop.
Well, Lampard's had a turn, so I would imagine this will be Didier Drogba. Remember him scoring a free kick from a little bit further out down at that end against Tottenham in Carling Cup final. Alex, the big centre half, can blast them. But Drogba appears to be at the front of the queue this time. It's going to be Alex. That hit the wall. James having to shuffle across to prevent the corner. Hope Didier Drogba's going to be okay with Alex taking that free kick.
That was incredible last week. That was ridiculous, having come out beforehand and said that the most important thing is the win for the team, and to behave like that, not right.
He cheered up 3 goals later. Here's Anelka. Good cross. Well cut out by Aaron McQuainer. McQuainer and Rocha were excellent against Tottenham in the semi-final. It's like they're going to have to repeat that excellence this afternoon. Lampard's corner's not the best, turned away by Brown. And Dindan can break, although he is all alone apart from 4 Chelsea defenders, that is. Now the support's arriving. Boateng. Piquion's in the centre. Ashley Cole seeing off the threat of Kevin Prince Boateng.
He did well to get up and support, but that's hard work playing like that. You know, Dindan got it like that, and then he has to wait for the support, has to hold it up, and it's hard work for them trying to get up there quickly enough.
Here is Dindan, allowed to turn and face Cole. O Hara. Throw in is Portsmouth. Finnan. O Hara crowded out, but he's got the decision. Actually had 3 years with Chelsea as a schoolboy, Jamie O Hara. Quite literally a schoolboy, between the ages of 8 and 11. Amazing, the age at which the modern football clubs pick up their talent. And he slid in rather wildly there on Michael Ballack.
That's nice to see, Clive, because Ballack has just picked himself up and got on with it, and I think he's probably helped Jamie O'Hara's cause, because that was not clever. It just seemed a little bit in the way he swung his left boot after leading with his right.
Chris Foy took a very, very sympathetic view there. Kalou. Ivanovic. Salomon Kalou. Ivanovic, and now Lampard, and now Ivanovic, cut back to Malouda, and here's Drogba, fantastic block by McQuainand again. 2 wonderful pieces of last-ditch defending by Aaron McQuainand.
Do you know, that all started with Frank Lampard again, just in the inside right position, and Portsmouth had no idea he was there. Nobody picked him up whatsoever. He's able to just link the move together from the right side, and it led to that. And you're right, McQuain has done ever so well to get a couple of blocks on it. I just thought Drogba had a little more room to aim at, you know, and I think had it been a better attempt for Drogba, I think he does find the corner.
The Chelsea threat is growing. They were pinging the ball about nicely in the build-up to that chance for Didier Drogba. There didn't look much wrong with the pitch then. Overhit by Malouda. Well, Aaron McQuainand is a fascinating character, because this summer he will captain South Africa at the World Cup finals in his host country. He'll play with pride there, you can be sure of that, but no more than he did on that occasion, blocking first with his left leg and then with his body to deny Didier Drogba. He's missing out on his 100th cap for his country today. Funnily enough, for South Africa, have got a friendly against Thailand in Nelspruit, one of the World Cup venues, but that 100th cap will come. And McQuainand will be a proud ambassador for his country in the summer. Dindan. Still well to find a cross, and here's Boateng, and Piquionne was onside. Czech managed to claw it away, but what a chance for Frederic Piquionne. Instinctive reaction, the whole of the goal to aim at.
Well, and it all started, he wasn't moving earlier on, but Jamie O'Hara closed it down and he forced the Chelsea error to begin with. And when a shot comes in from Boateng, you think, well, it's got to go in from Piquionne. I can't believe that he hasn't directed that in. He had so much of the net to aim for, and yet Czech manages to get a hand to it.
But that's the wonder of the cup. That's what can happen. Knockout football, one punch can do it. It was Portsmouth's only shot so far, but it was only the best chance of the game.
Yeah, I can't believe he hasn't got any sort of other touch, and I think it does go past Petr Cech. But you know, it all stemmed from his fell on the ball. Now, Jamie O'Hara wasn't moving too early on. He seems to have a little more of a spring in his step now. And just a little hard work from him in closing it down, and he forced the mistake.
I made a rather rather tepid start to the semi-final, certainly a very cautious start, and then suddenly they had a couple of breaks, started to worry Tottenham and realised they were in the game. Here's Kalou though. Ivanovic. Ballack. Terry.